Yeah.
It is not in the shimmers that you wear. It's not that figure that you carry. It's the beauty that's in your eyes that flow into your heart where love resides. You won the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are. You're shining bright like a star. You won the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are. You're shining bright like a star. It is not how fine the way you move, your graceful walk and your perfect smile.
Okay, everybody, and of course, good evening to you, and of course, welcome to it. Good to have you here. It is New Era TT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean, and it's time for Pageantry Talks. Yes, this is where we are joined by Adina Pollard Simon, and of course, yes, we're talking beauty in between this hour. So, Dinah, good evening to you. Welcome. How are you doing?
Hi, good afternoon, Sir Charles. I am excellent. And how are you?
I am pretty well. It's good to have you as always.
Same here. Thanks for having me. And how was your weekend?
But it was like one of those, that is like coming to be a routine now. It has me working all the time, but
I
it is what
understand.
it is for now.
I understand. Same here. But it was enjoyable. A mix of both balance, work, home, and other activities. But I'm happy to be here because I see we have royalty in the house in our studio today. So I am going to delve straight into our guest. I am blessed to have these beautiful beauties on our platform here this evening, streaming, and they are from the Miss Beauty Trinidad and Tobago. First, we have our junior queen. She is Miss Pronunciation, Miss Dinoon Beauty of Trinidad and Tobago. She's a junior queen in the 9 to 12 years age group. And we also have Miss Sherry Otwa, who is the Miss MS Beauty Trinidad and Tobago 2025. And she is in the 26 years age group. So welcome to Pageantry Talks. And I hope you all have fun because my platform is not geared just to sit in and question and answer. We have fun, right? We delve into questions. So if your mic is on mute, you all are hearing me?
Yes.
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
I would like to go straight in. I must thank your director, Miss DeSantos, for allowing you all, and I also thank you all Jews as queens, right? I know how that could be. I'm seeing my set is glittering with crowns and sashes and beautiful smiles, of course. I would like to go straight to our junior queen. How are you?
I am feeling great right now. How are you?
Oh, nice to hear. I am excellent. I am great as well. I like that confidence that I am hearing from you. You're exuding as a queen. Okay, so I would like you to introduce yourself to Trinidad and Tobago and to our viewers, and by extension, the universe.
So, hi everyone. My name is Dean Leah Saleh Zanu. I am 9 years old and I'm your new Miss Beauty Trinidad and Tobago Junior Queen 2025. And I'm very happy to be here with you all.
Thank you, people that deserve an applause. Okay, I will go straight into it. Miss Queen. How did you start it off, or is this your first time in pageantry?
This is my third time in pageantry, and I have learned a lot since the beginning. I won this pageant in 2023 when I was only 7 years old.
Okay. Wow. All right. 3 years, third time, and how has it been from the first time, the second time? Were you at? You said you won before, so you are not a first time title holder. You are second a time, or is it a third time? I just
Can
want
you
to be
repeat
clear.
that, please?
I said you said that you
I'm
would have won. Is it your first time winning, or did you win a title one before? How, and if so, how is the feeling?
I won that 2023. I didn't won in 2024, and I won in 2025.
Oh, so we are having a two-time title holder, 3 time in the pageant industry. How does it feel for you from the first time you would have won, skip the second year, and now into your third time? It's like a win all over again. How is that feeling? Anything
Well, the
different
first
from the
time,
first time to now?
yes, because to know from the past is hard. Like, is not a dream anymore. It was like imaginary. Like this didn't happen at this time. No words to explain how it was. It was just amazing.
Okay. All right. So my question would be a little different for you. How has it been for you since you have won and in your like around your family, your schoolmates? Because I'm thinking that you're going to school. How has it been, the reception since you won? The support, how is it?
It's been great all the time. My family supports me. My friends in school, they admire me for, they look at me up as a role model. So sometimes follow what I do.
Go ahead. I'm listening. We are listening. Continue.
And since I won, that had shown me that I could show the world who I am. I don't have to be shy anymore. I could show who I am outside because some people are very shy, and that helped me out a bit.
Okay. I'm glad to hear this. And what I'm getting from you, one of my pageant quotes, I would like to share it with you because that's what I'm hearing from you. Confidence and self-love. Believe in yourself and you'll be unstoppable. All right? You are more than enough. So I'm sharing this with you because I'm getting so much of confidence. And I'm also sharing it with Miss Ottawa as well. But at your age, it's nice. I heard you said your family is supporting people look up at you. But my next question will be, how does this affect your schoolwork or your personal life? How is it? How has it been where you are attending school and also reigning as a queen?
It doesn't affect at all. It might be hard balancing studies and also beauty pageants, but I handle it like normal. My
All
grades
right.
have been excelling and I'm always on top.
Very well. That is important. All right, because these as much as I appreciate and I'm very passionate about pageantry, your grades outside of the pageant will these are, as I say, extra topping. You're supposed to have a balance and you're at a tender age where is a lot is expected of you as a title holder. I always tell each title holder it's very serious. It is something not to make joke with, right? Don't take it lightly because it affects your life and it's supposed to impact other persons who are watching on. Title holders has not just the crown, but you have a lot of responsibility to carry, right? And I know you are learning that from a tender age, okay?
Yes.
All right, so I will pause with you at this point and I want to bring on Miss Shelley Atwa. Hi, Queen.
Hello, how are you?
I'm excellent. I guess the questions are on me. I am following you all. So just today I saw Miss Ottawa on TikTok doing her stuff. I saw you, yes. So I'm quite aware. I do follow everyone. I mean, I take time to look at your process, the stages, because I know it's not easy, right? I'm Shelly. How are you today? How are things going since your reign, since winning the crown? How has it been for you?
I mean, it's very exciting. This is my first title, second pageant that I've been in. So, I mean, for the second pageant, to win a title is something amazing. And to be an
Yes.
ambassador for a platform such as Miss Beauty, that is an honor. And I just feel very privileged to be in this space. So, over this past 6 weeks, I've been attempting to kind of craft what I'd like to do throughout the year. Really think about
Yes.
what me as myself, as Shelby, could bring to the brand. And I had a couple events that I was fortunate enough to attend to speak to people, talk about the brand itself. So it has already been very busy and a very exciting process.
Okay, that's nice to hear. I heard you said platform, and this to me is very important. Did you have a platform entering the pageant? Did you have to highlight your platform, or was it after? Because each pageant has a template, I like to see, but it's similar. But we all have stuff that we believe in. And I heard you talk about
Yeah,
representing the brand, which is very good because I mean, at the end of the day, you have to represent the crown you are carrying, right? But is there any specific area or is there multiple, more than one, at a platform that you work on? Because I heard you said you made appearances. I'm hearing a lot, right? And if so, what is the name of your platforms or what are your champions for? Could you share? Because I mean, the viewers would
yes,
love to
of
hear.
course.
Yeah.
Of course. Um, a lot of my work has to do with arts and culture because I am an artist by profession. I'm a full-time freelance artist in theatre and
Okay.
film, doing multiple things from
Okay.
performance, writing, directing, makeup artistry, and other stuff within the theatre, especially and film. And something that I'm very passionate about is arts and culture. So, what we had to do for our category was a community project. So, I just dived into a piece of work that I was already doing, which was traditional mass, and using it as a space to teach
Okay.
others, helping them develop themselves, helping them to develop community and safe space, and that is one of my platforms. I also am somebody who champions the advocacy for mental health awareness, for advocacy for safe spaces for women and girls, and of
Right.
course for cultural literacy. So all of these things together are like a giant platform that just come together under this Miss Beauty crown.
Very well. Excellent. I'm hearing a lot. um, I have particular things that I share with Queen, and what I will sum up with you, which is good to have that balance and also multitask. You're wearing a lot of hats under the umbrella, but that's the work I always say to persons who are aspiring or who are carrying titles, because I consider myself a pensioner in pageantry. It's time that they pay me pension, right? But I'm always a student and I'm learning a lot from you all. I am glad to hear these different things. I mean, it doesn't matter your age, your status, your religious background. When it comes to pageantry, is one love. So what I'm hearing from you, what I would summarize with you is an empowered woman. And I want to share a quote for you because I give specific things to different queens. So your quote from me this evening would be empowerment. Empowered woman, empower woman, right? The future is female and it's fabulous. So that's from me to you. Um, I want to move forward and beauty. You spoke about being a makeup artist, right? And
Yeah.
that is very, I'm going to admit something here publicly. I am spoiled, 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 spoilt. um, I can do few, but I am people. You are never too old to learn, and improve upon your craft. And the reason why I said sport, I would have had sponsors. I would have had persons who work with me behind the scenes. When you go from different levels, some people think it's not important, but I always tell people it's good to learn, even if it's the basic and it's not glam, right? As a person who is in the beauty industry, because at some point in time, regardless, as I said, you can have access to how many persons. Not all the time your makeup artist will be available, unless that person is personal, customized to you, right? And I know you could probably attest to that because the timing, for a makeup artist who is doing this solely, there's times you have to schedule them. And if you come and you change or cancel, that could be a next thing too, right? So I admire hearing the different things you are doing. You touch on mental awareness, and for me, coming out of that, I would say depression is one of the areas in that, because I have worked with persons, and we all, I'm not going to sit here and give you a cherry pity, but we all go through it at some point in time, and I'm sure our junior queen may have experienced it. And these are the things that's where we get real on Pageantry Talk, all right? We bring out the genuine side that some people don't like to talk about, but it's important to let people know that we are humans too, right? We not only wear that crown and, come out and shine and glitter and all of that. It's okay to do all of those things, but it's okay to also let persons know that we go through stuff as queens, right? Will happen along your journey, and all these things help to make you a stronger person, right? I'm not saying this to make you feel sad or anyway, but this is development. I have grown. I am sure you both would have had experience, and on that note, I have a question coming up for both of you. I'm sure you all would have had like some disappointing thing happening throughout the pageant journey, or something that you was focused on and you wanted to, and it didn't materialize. But here's what I always say: when a brick is felt at you, take that brick and build a wall so you can climb on it and excel. So I would like, on that note, I'll go back to our junior queen. Could you share with me at some point in time in this pageant if there was something that happened? It could be, it doesn't necessarily have to be the competition, but any area that you were getting, making preparations for your pageant, the finals, or even before that, anything you care to share leading to the crown that was disappointing for you and how you dealt with it? Yes, our junior queen.
My disappointment is when I entered my second pageant and I didn't become winner, but I dealt with it because my parents told me not every time you could be the winner, you will learn from your mistakes.
Interesting answer. Seeing that you won, that was your very first pageant that you entered and won the first time, and then the second time you didn't win. So that was nice advice from your parents, but I want to share this with you too. As somebody in pageantry or any discipline where you compete, we are all winners. I am sure you would have heard this from your director. And when we say winners, I'm sure you was able to overcome something. For the second part of the next pageant, you would have learned something probably you would have missed, or a next area that was open up to you. And it's important. If you don't lose, you don't know what it is to win, but you know what it was to win first, and then you would look at it as a loss. But I am sure you would have got chance to go back and do more homework and come and excel, at least in this one. So beauty, all this is part of beauty, your inner beauty, how you perceive things, how you look at the competition, right? So even if you was disappointed, shake it off. you got something to add to your pageant resume, right? And I see you on Facebook doing your stuff too. So that don't look like somebody who would have experienced any losses at all. And I want to commend you for that. So there's a next quote that I say when we talk about beauty, because generally people look at beauty as skin, but here's what I want to say: beauty, true beauty, it shines from within. This is something that these things I'm telling you, little nuggets I'm sharing. And beauty is not just about looks; it's about your heart and your soul. So I guess you would have been given your passion. You give your heart and soul for what. So all that is part of beauty. All right. So Michelle, is there anything that you would like to share that you would have been disappointed, and how did you deal with it? Addition to that, I would like to find out in any part of that disappointment, did you feel like you was determined to continue, or did you feel like you should have quit? Of course, you can be honest.
Yes, so my first pageant, because this one was my second, was actually just last year, and it
Oh,
was for the Prime Minister's Best Village competition, and it's called Miss Lauren Rebe, right?
yes.
Anybody who attends that pageant knows that it's very vigorous. It's almost like a talent show more than a pageant until it comes down to the last night. So there's
Fine.
speech and talent, and then the last night is your gown and the question and answer if you're in the top five. The
Right.
gown is not your typical pageant gown. It is supposed to reflect handicraft and some very atypical um, works on the gown itself. So it's very community based. You have to create your design. Could be reflecting the community, whatever the case might be. So it's
Okay.
almost a walk-in art piece, which means it has
Okay.
to be built from the ground up. And so
Wow.
my gown, unfortunately, a lot of obstacles came in the way, and the
Yeah.
final week of preparation, the gown now really started to get done, and we did not get back the base of the gown until the night before the competition, which meant that minutes to
Wow.
12, as in minutes to midnight, to 6 o'clock in the morning when I left, because I left some of my team members still working on it. We were working on the gown, and my call time was 10 a.m. in Napa.
Wow.
So, and I was forced to go home by my friend because they were like, "You need to go home and bathe and change and head there for your call time." But in that moment, it was a disappointment that we had to be working on this piece so late, especially because we had a lot of arrangements, things like the design of it, things that we wanted to do with it very early on. But of course, obstacles came in the way. So I had no sleep, and that day in itself is very long. It starts from 10 a.m. and we maybe leave from there 11 p.m. because there are multiple sessions of judging throughout the day. And that was definitely a challenge, but I did feel determined to just push through. I think what really helped me with that was the fact that I still had something to wear, and I still reached that far. A community of people were working on that piece. It might not have been exactly what I have pictured from the start, but it was still something, and it was still something to be proud of. So I walked it as best as I could, and thankfully I got into the top five, and I was able to fully do what I do best and represent myself best in the final part of the competition, which is the question and answer. And I felt like I avenged everything that went on, all of the obstacles that we went through. And that was my experience. For a pageant girl, that's tough.
Yes. It's interesting. The hours, the time, everything
Yes,
takes a piece together for you. Before I continue, what did you place in Lauren Riviere?
I was first runner.
So you see, I would say to this because of all the experience, perseverance and determination. If yourself and your crew, because I mean they were helping, but if you was not persevering and determined, you did excellent. I always say to persons who become first runner up, some people think it's not important. It is important because a first runner up takes the place of a winner for some reason if that person is unable to fulfill. And I'm sure you would have heard that unable to fulfill their duties, or for whatever reason, they may have to not continue to reign. That's where the first runner up comes in, right? So I admire your perseverance and determination. And you didn't let fear, you didn't let the obstacles hold you back, and you also had a setback because you said the evening gown was not complete. You had to leave them to get ready to go for call time. So I want to share this with you. Remember these words. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. All right? Because had you decided that, here is what, I am not going to continue, I'm just going to quit at this moment, you would have never known what would have happened. So to come in the top 3 and to become first runner up, I think you deserve to give yourself a pat on the back, applaud. Now, what I'm telling you is what I do. Because there are times we go through your junior queen is doing it. Thank you. Right? There are times we go through that moment where we think that, oh boy, I'm telling you, it seems all this work and all because when I go hard, right? Who know when I compete? I mean, that's why I said I deserve a pension in pageantry. All of us who, it's not easy because it's costly. And then sometimes I know the journey all too well on sponsorship. Most times, sometimes people fund themselves. I'm one of those. Sometimes they get little or no support in terms of preparation. But I always thank, and it's important to thank, give gratitude to your supporters, your family, your friends, because these are the persons who most times are there. The business industry, if you get an MP or a councillor or whoever business person to contribute, you have to be thankful to every person. I was even the person who encouraging you, if they don't have finance, the person who buys the tickets to come to support, because I know sometimes these things are points, right? Don't ever take them for granted. The person who on the street may say, oh, Miss Trinity or Miss Sao, whatever area community you're from, right? They believe in you. Because I heard your junior queen said there's persons at school, they look up to you, right? So on that note, I want to take a little break. We'll go for a break back to studio, and then I'll rejoin you all again. So you stay there.
It's a greatness reflected in your soul. Your confidence and strength make you beautiful. You want the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are. You're shining bright like a star. You want the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are. You're shining bright like a star. You want the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are. You're shining bright like a star. You want the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are. You're shining bright like a star. It is not how fine the way you move. your graceful walk, and your perfect smile. It's your greatness reflected in your soul. Your confidence and strength make you beautiful. You're one in the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are. You're shining bright like a star. You're one in the universe. You stand for pride and grace. Beautiful woman you are. You're shining bright like a star.
Okay, everybody, and of course, we are here on the Era TT Radio, and it is Pageantry Talk with Adina Pollard Simon, and we're getting back on the inside to our chat. So, once again, it's back to you, ladies.
Yes, queens. Where is our junior queen? Did she step out to do a rain and come back? Or she's back? Yes, I'm seeing you. All right. So I have a little exercise I like to do with you all. So because of I encourage you, because I will bring you all back. Most times I ask my guests to come to return. Well, with the permission of your director, right? Because I get these questions off air a lot, right? From persons who have interview and persons who are viewing. Do you all have any questions for me? This is not scripted. Junior Queen, feel free. Put me on the spot. Do you all have any questions? So shoot it at me. You can ask me questions as a title holder, anything. Delegates, before we continue. I don't know.
I have a question.
All right, you go first since you're ready, since Miss the Junior Queen. Are you ready? All right, so I'll let her go first and I'll come back to you, Miss Ottawa. Yes. Her mic is mute. I think I'm not hearing you. Yeah.
Did you ever went to a pageant?
Did I?
How did it felt within your pageant? Your first pageant, if you ever won one.
All right. So I will answer your question in the shortest form of the longest. All right. I think next time my producer will organize with him to have some of my achievements, some of my crowns, some of my sashes, some of my trophies, some of all the winnings. I mean, I can't put everything into one show. I have won numerous titles. The very first pageant I enter, you would have been hearing me saying that I'm a pensioner, and I take gratitude and passion in saying this. Someone who never had experience, when I entered the first time, I didn't have a coach. And if my first directors are listening, they could attest because they are alive. So it's over 20 years, 25 years I'm in the industry. I would have entered my very first, yes, that's why I said I'm a pensioner, right? Consistent, I would have took little breaks in between because I entered as a plus size model / pageant queen delegate, and then I walked away with the title. I reigned for a year. Coming out of that would have been my very first pageant, Miss Plus Size Trinidad and Tobago. It was a community pageant and environs, and I was the last. And when I say last, the last person to register and enter. No experience. I am putting this disclaimer out. I cried plenty. Yes, I cried. Right? That's part of the process because I was a sneakers girl. I didn't know anything about heels and deportment and poise, and I am being honest, right? And coming from humble beginnings as a modest person, But what I learned, whatever you put into pageants is what you get back out. And when I say put in, you have to accept and decide this is what you want. I moved on to that. I'm giving you a quick summary. I went to the next pageant locally, on a national level, and from there, getting the title that I got, I would have moved on, and I represented the country. That's when I started to do regional in Tortola, British Virgin Island. I'm giving it the tip on my head because it's a lot. From there, I would have come back to Trinidad and Tobago, and then I went to Hollywood, right? If you are familiar with the World Championship of Performing Arts, I was the only plus-size woman. So you could just Google. You'll see a lot about Adina. I went international again, came back. It's numerous. So to summarize, yes, I have won a lot. Because of where I'm situated, I can't show you the but I'm yet to do my own library. I have a vision in mind so that every time we come, and this is motivation, this is not to blow my own tooth, but sometimes you have to blow your own horn, give yourself flowers. I mean, I have been recognized and still being. I've recently, as of 2 weeks ago, I got an award. Sometimes, yes, for community. Thank you. I'd accepted. 2019 was one of the most life-changing experience. And when I share this, I don't share it for empathy. Yes, I know the internet was giving us some kind of welcome just now, right? I live by these words: inspire, why continue to aspire, I motivate and educate. And when I say all these words, it's not just for you, it's for myself. I have grown a lot immensely in the pageant industry. I'm not just a pageant queen. I also for my own brand. I've took a sabbatical to deal with myself. I coach as well. So I wear a number of hats and fashion. So I give you a big description of the smaller, but I'm yet Adina, right? I hope I would have answered your question, Miss Junior Queen.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I will go to Ms. Shelby.
Amazing.
Question time. I like being put on the spot because I like putting people on the spot too. So it's okay.
What is one goal or mission do you think a title holder should complete within her year for reign?
Okay, interesting question. I never got one like that. But firstly, be your authentic self. First and foremost. And when I say be your authentic self, your goal, right? Because there's so much, and that is an interesting question coming from you, seeing that your answer earlier was about the different things you do on the different platform. Always, whatever you put your feet, your hands, or your interest in, ensure you complete it. And do it with passion. That's why I said be your authentic self. Ensure you complete whatever. When I say complete, a perfect example is your platform. You would have heard me said in 2019, I had a very life-changing experience. And your junior queen is not too young to hear this. And the experience is something I had it will be with me for the rest of my life. But I have reached a particular stage because there's stages, there's process. But if there's anything that you take away from the question, that experience taught me, and I would share what it is in a synopsis. I don't think you would have ever heard of any queen looking to represent the country and had a debt, right? Wise preparing, and that debt wasn't just a friend it affects you with anyone. This was my life partner. I call him my husband. He died. In fact, he was murdered. It wasn't something easy, and nobody expected me to continue. I didn't expect to continue as well. But you know what I took away from that? Despite life happenings or despite life, whatever, challenges, you have to continue. As the young people say, life in, but that's not a pageantry term, right? You have to continue on a serious note on whatever it is. It wasn't easy. So I'm not going to sit down here and pretend that it was easy. But it taught me how to be stronger, how to persevere. my determination was, here's what I have started, and I'm not going to, even though I was given the opportunity to step out and continue the next year, I found that here is what, and I had to say the higher powers and the support system that I had and still have, they are in the shadows. Some of them don't like the name mentioned, but I always say thanks to them, because with all these people around, you won't be able to do. I mean, a man is one person, an individual is one, but when you have that support, that network, and you have people who really believe in you, yes, you have to believe in yourself first, right? But that, I hope, answered your question for what you. So I'll give you all a chance again to ask the next question. Right? Because I get this all the time. You're asking questions. What if you on this spot? So shoot away. Any other question, or we have to think about one? Miss Junior Queen.
About
So
what
why?
the show.
All right. So we'll move on. Michelle, do you have one, or I'll give you all time to think? Whilst we.
Yes, I have one.
Okay.
What is the feeling to pass on the crown to the new title holder?
For me, all right. My reigns, some of my reigns was, I would say, unusual. My very first, you wouldn't believe this, but my very first crown, I'm still the queen. Because there was no other, yes. If we talk in pageantry talk, yes. Because there wasn't a next pageant after that because of certain things, circumstances beyond the board control. So I still have all my trophies. I have the challenge trophy still, which was given to me. All right. So I would say I'm continuous. That's why I got the name Queenie, and a number of other things that so you hear people saying Queenie. The name Queenie came from Pageant, and because I'm consistent, and who know me know I love glam, glitter, right? The best part of pageantry for me is evening gown. I love to see evening gowns. I have a fetish for that, right? I believe going all the way in everything, but when it comes to the evening gown, it can blow me away with that, right? I would have reigned more than 1 year in 2019 because of COVID, myself and other international title holders, because there was 4 of us who got the title. So beside being Miss Plus Intercontinental, I would have won Miss Humanitarian Ambassador in 2019. So we had to do a lot of virtual stuff. Here I am in Trinidad and Tobago. At that point in time, the pageant was not here. So I had to take instructions from my directors who are Americans, right? So it's not like if I had a physical and then because of self-taught, but everything I had a contract, everything to the T I had to follow. So in handing over crowns, it was an accomplished feeling for me. I felt good because I always say, whoever is coming to reign after me, they have their shoes, they have their pathway, they have their stuff to do. I'm always here. We have something called Push the Button, and it's something I want to bring to our country. I created it in 20. Yeah, I have started it on the international level, and I want to encourage you also. It's something that is exclusive, and we have a royal court. There's things I like to create that is very important for us as female, right? These are things that is important for us because I know there are times when we go through some stuff and you don't have that person, and sometimes your pageant family is the one who you will turn to because they could relate, and as female and as somebody who is elder. So in summary, it's an excellent feeling. I am always happy to hand over that crown because and there's something I always say to you all, and I would say it again: reign supreme. You want to know the meaning of that? I wouldn't say it here. It's a lot to explain. It sounds nice, but it's the hardest pageantry. It will be the hardest job you ever have to do when you check it out, right? So I hope I answered you all. So I'm gonna move along some other fun facts because I like to have fun on our show, right? Um, this question is for both of you all. Did you all have any problem accepting yourself in pageantry? When I say self-acceptance, we have flaws. We are not perfect. We are not the typical, because I'm plus size. Miss Shelby, you are plus size as well, I believe. All right. Different pageant has different criterias, and also for Miss Junior Queen, were there times, because remember we talk about doubts and fears and your flaws. How was it for you all in acceptance, self-acceptance as an individual? How was it?
But my first time in the pageant, which was 5 to 8, I had a little fear of, stage fright, watching the crowd, the judges. Like, I had a little shyness, but it helped me, like, after the years go by, it helped me have self-faith in myself that I'm not shy anymore, that I could do this. Yeah.
Very well. You, Miss Shelby.
I think growing up, my perception of pageants were through the lens of Miss Universe and Miss World. And when you look at those pageants, you see tall, slim women. I am short, and there's a look. There's a look, and it's something that's ever changing now, especially in today's society. But those images remain in your mind. So when you think about pageant queens, automatically thinking, okay, a tall, slim person, and there's a specific, very special look that you have to look like, right? But through my years in West Village and seeing Larry for multiple years, I recognize that people of different body types, sizes, people of different backgrounds, like, there's space for those persons in other pageant spaces. And as I got to know other people and other systems, I understood that not only is pageantry becoming more open and more inclusive, but there's space for all of us, because beauty comes in all forms, sizes, shapes, backgrounds, etc. So at first, I was in that mindset of, do I have that look to be a queen? Do I have that look to be part of a pageant? But I felt very accepted by who I was seeing, the representation in the different systems and in varying pageants that we have throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And that was something that I had to overcome.
Okay, at least that's good to hear. It's about self-acceptance, right? That is what makes you unique. It may sound cliche. We all are beautiful in our own way, right? Embracing your flaws, right? And that is what is good now. If you realize, as you said, to reiterate what you said, there's so many pageants that has arisen now. And even Miss Universe, because remember there was just Miss Universe and Miss World, they have made some inclusions, right?
Yes.
Now you are seeing plus size women. And I feel I'm a little biased, I might say, because of us as plus size women on an international stage is not easy. Because before, we used to see teeny weeny, I would say it respectfully, right? Very small women, petite sizes. There was no room for us. And now on an international stage, when you have persons like myself, when I see ladies from all around the universe represented, it gives you a sense of fulfillment to know here is what, because pageant has evolved to what I would have known, and it will, and I am glad to say, I'm proud to say that I'm a part of that, because it helps, right? The various aspects of pageant is not even that close, it's wide, right? When you also have my male counterparts, right? Because there are a few kings I know locally and abroad. And it's good to see that, because it helps us. It helps you as a person, where you get to focus more on your confidence, your inner beauty. It's so much things that helps you to evolve. So I'm glad that you would have touched on that. Accepting. So these things that I share with you and you share, I'm learning from each one of you all, right? As I said, the name Queenie didn't come like that. But I want to, before we end, is there, where do you see yourself when that time is up? Do you have a end vision for when it's time to hand over the crown? This question is for you both. Do you all have that, or are you still working on that? I'm just asking.
Question, please.
Okay. I ask, it's okay if you don't have the answer for this question now, but I'm asking, where do you see yourself when it's time to hand over the crown? And when I said see, or do you have a vision in mind, or do you don't have it as yet? It's not figured out yet. I'm trying to find out if you have, okay, what is my end goal for when it's time to hand over that crown? Because soon you will be called 2025 queen, and then you'll be dealing with a 2026 queen. Did you all start to think like that? And if you haven't, I encourage you to think like that. And you can always contact me, trade director or not, and she would answer the same question that I'm asking, because I know her personally. I always say I'm proud to say that I know Mrs. Santos. We model on the same stage together, right? We had started in the same agency together, and to see that she's a director now, I applaud her. I know she's a tough cookie, but she's full of love, right? Yes. So do you all have that end vision, or are you still? Because sometimes I think like way ahead, and this is just me, because sometimes you can apply your personality, your own character into it, and it helps to develop you as a queen. So if you don't have an answer, I encourage you to think about that for when your reign is about to end. Because that crown will be going on somebody else's head. Think about it. You all need to think about it. If you don't have the answer today, that's okay. That's okay. But it's something to think about. Yes, Miss Junior Queen, you have an answer? Sure.
I see myself wondering who's gonna end up with the 2026 Miss Beauty Trinidad and Tobago crown, because I always wonder, I watch the pageants, I see, who's gonna win this? Like, you pretend to be the judge. That's how I do it.
Okay. So my question to you, are you encouraging anyone to enter the pageant for 2026? Because I know they will have screenings soon.
Yes, I encourage my friends at school, you should try this out. It might help you with your fear and shyness,
Okay. All right. Miss Confidence. All right, and Miss Shelby, your answer. Or do you have one?
Yes, I do. I definitely have vowed to utilize my time during my reign to share the beauty in arts and culture, because that's what I know best and that is my space, with the audience of Miss Beauty, and share Miss Beauty in the spaces of arts and culture that I participate in. A very symbiotic exchange. So after the year, I definitely see myself reflecting on all of the experiences that I hope to have during the year doing that, and being proud of that being something that is happening. And hopefully, I would be able to say that I've made an impact in that light.
Very interesting answer. I must applaud you. But overall, what I want to say about the pageant industry is it's complex. You might wonder why did she use the word complex? I said, and it's also multifaceted, right? It encompasses a wide range of activities, organization, and individuals. I could afford to say this because of my experiences, not just here, and I would love for you too to get the international even if it's regional, because there's regional before. There's some people go straight to international. But I always encourage persons, if you can, by a chaperone or somebody who could connect you, right? Because the culture outside is a little more vast, right? You can learn. Yes, you would look at it online and all these things, all these different pageants. They are so inclusive. But at the same time, it's always good. Check. If you need, holler at me, as we say. Reach out to me. I'm a pageant auntie, a pageant mommy, right? I'm the big sister, right? Reach out. And I could give you a wealth of knowledge of how to get there. There's so many queens. Ladies, I enjoyed you all. So I'm giving you all some homework. I think your director probably may have tell you, and she may make it easy for you. So before you all come back, I'm going to remember, because I remember every person that comes on this set. You learn a lot about myself today. I want you all to go and do some more research. So when you all come back, I have some questions for you all about Queenie Adina, right? So it's nice having you all. Are there any words? Oh, before you all leave, your words today. What would you like to enter pageantry? I want to hear Michelle B. You could sum it up in a sentence, in a statement, also from our junior queen as well. What are your words?
Sorry,
Anyone who's desiring to comment?
You were breaking up a bit. Can you repeat the question?
Okay, I said your parting words before you all depart. From two of you all, it could be a sentence, it could be one word. What advice would you give to somebody who is interested in entering the world of pageantry?
Try. Do not be afraid. Just try. You never know what you have inside that you are still to unlock.
Thank you. And from our junior queen? You need to unmute your mic, honey.
Sorry. My words for the people who's entering pageantry is, you know that saying, reach for the stars, don't reach for the stars, be the star.
Okay. I love your burst of confidence, ladies. And what I will continue to say is believe in yourself. All right? Believe. Once you believe, and let me tell you this, I put this up on my WhatsApp status today for a reason. I always motivate myself before other persons. Don't let no one tell you that you can't make it. You can. I am a walking example. So ladies, thank you. Thank your director for representing the brand. And I will have you all back. Bye. Love you all.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yes, and thanks, New Era TT. For anyone who wants to advertise, be a part of this program, feel free to contact 477-3640 or 757-5591. Or you could just contact New Era TT directly. Right back over to you, Sir Charles. Thank you again for a lovely evening of Pageantry Talk. Bye, Queens.
Thank you very much, Adina, and thank you very much, dear Queens.
You're
And I
welcome.
love that statement from our little queen there. Reach for the
Yes.
skies and be the star. I love that.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, so people,
Until
this has,
next Monday.
Until next Monday, God's willing, this has been
Yes.
Pageantry Talks on New Era TT Radio.
Your
Thank
graceful
you.
walk and your perfect smile. It's the greatness reflected in your soul. Your confidence and strength make